The film begins with a scene where three people are seated together, and an unseen couple discuss these three people and their relationship. As the story progresses, we flash back to 24 years ago, showing two children, Na Young and Hee Sung, who come back home from school together. Na Young is upset because she ranked second in class, but Hee Sung comforts her, and they leave together. These two children study together and deeply like each other's company. It becomes evident when Na Young's mom asks her if there's someone she likes at school, and she mentions Hee Sung's name, also stating she'll marry him when she grows up. In the next scene, both children are shown playing together in the park, while their moms talk, where Na Young's mom tells Hee Sung's mom that they are soon leaving Korea. Hee Sung's mom questions why they are doing so when everything seems to be going well. In response, Na Young's mom says that unless some things are left behind, it's difficult to move forward. During this time, Na Young and Hee Sung begin to develop feelings for each other, but the toughest moment for them is yet to come, the separation. On Na Young's last day at school, both of them are deeply upset. This scene will evoke strong emotions as it portrays the pain of having to leave someone you love, even if you don't want to. The story progresses as Na Young's family shifts to Toronto, and Na Young changes her name to Nora. Along with this, their beautiful relationship breaks. It then shows that 12 years pass, during which Hee Sung completes his military service in Korea, while Nora moves to New York to complete her writing course. Afterwards, Nora talks to her mother on the phone and searches for her friends on Facebook, asking her mother about the boys she used to roam with in childhood. In all this time, Nora even forgets the name of that friend. When Nora's mother tells her about Na Young, Nora searches for her on Facebook and sees a post on Na Young's profile where she was looking for Nora. Then Nora sends her a friend request. In the next scene, Hee Sung is too busy at a party to check Nora's message, but the next day when he checks his phone, he feels happy seeing her message. Then, they connect via Skype call, and seeing each other face to face after so many years feels a bit awkward at first, but they are both very happy to see each other. After that, they continue talking regularly through video calls, but due to their busy schedules, they find it difficult to keep up. As the story progresses, their communication starts to decrease significantly due to their time differences, to the point where Nora eventually tells Hee Sung that they should stop talking to each other because it's affecting her ability to focus on her writing. After much consideration, they both decide to stop communicating with each other, and their conversation comes to an end completely. A few days later, Nora attends a writer's retreat, while Hee Sung has to go to China for work. At the writer's retreat, Nora meets a man named Arthur, and they have deep conversations. Nora tells Arthur about Na Young, explaining that encountering someone in a crowd of millions still connects you to them from the past. This scene is significant as Nora discusses her past life, implying that even if you bump into someone in a crowd, there might still be a past life connection with them. This scene portrays Nora and Arthur as being quite close, and by observing their conversations in proximity, it seems like Nora has once again forgotten Hee Sung. Arthur's entry brings a new twist to the film's story. Meanwhile, Hee Sung is also seen with a girl in China, and they too start dating. The story takes a direct leap of 12 years, and now we see Nora and Arthur have married each other, and they are extremely happy in both their professional and personal lives. Nora has become a playwright, and Arthur is an author. 12 years later, Hee Sung also manages to find a good job and is well settled in Korea. However, he considers going to New York, which he mentions to his friends during dinner. In response, his friends tease him, suggesting that maybe he's going to New York to meet Nora. Hee Sung then reveals that Nora is married now and he's just going to New York for sightseeing. However, due to heavy rainfall, he is unable to explore New York or meet Nora. But one day, they unexpectedly run into each other, and they are both very happy to see each other after so many years. Nora proudly introduces Hee Sung as her husband, and she asks him when he's getting married. Hee Sung responds that he's not settled enough and his income isn't sufficient to fulfill his girlfriend's demands, indicating that they have broken up. During their conversation, Nora wonders why Hee Sung was searching for her 12 years ago, to which he explains that she left without telling him, so he wanted to meet her once. Hee Sung also confesses that he missed Nora a lot during his military training. They sit together, reminiscing about old times. Later, when Nora returns home, she tells Arthur about this encounter. Arthur asks her if she still likes Hee Sung. To which Nora responds that Hee-sung was just her friend. Nora and Arthur have a conversation about Hee-sung, where Nora wants to know if it bothered Arthur that she met Hee-sung. Arthur replies that it didn't because he came all the way just to meet Nora, so it wouldn't be right to deny her meeting him. This scene is crucial in the film as it shows the understanding between Nora and Arthur because understanding along with love is essential in any relationship. However, Arthur starts to fear losing Nora. Late at night, Arthur tells Nora that their story is quite boring, while the story of Nora and Hee-sung meeting after 24 years is interesting. Arthur begins to feel that Nora might not be happy with him and starts asking her many questions. Nora responds that she doesn't have the answers to those questions, but she knows that she is quite happy with Arthur in her current life. Both become emotional and hug each other. The next day, Nora meets Hee-sung again. They talk a lot and go for a joyride. In the evening, Nora takes Hee-sung to her home and introduces him to Arthur. Initially, they both feel a bit awkward being face to face, but they try to become comfortable gradually. Nora, Arthur, and Hee-sung go out together and have a conversation. This is the scene from where the story of the film begins. This is the opening scene of the film. Actually, Arthur and Hee-sung don't understand each other's language, so Nora translates their conversations for them. After a while, Nora and Hee-sung start talking to each other, leaving Arthur feeling quite alone. Hee-sung asks Nora about their past life, wondering what they were like together. They both start joking and trying to guess how they perceived each other in their past lives, getting so engrossed that they forget Arthur was even there. When Nora goes to the bathroom later, Hee-sung apologizes to Arthur for coming to meet Nora, but Arthur tells him he's glad he came to meet Nora. He also expresses that he enjoyed meeting Hee-sung too. A little while later, Hee-sung has to return to Korea. Nora walks him to the cab, and for a moment, they both stare into each other's eyes as if wanting to say something but unable to articulate it. The intense look in their eyes is evident in this scene. Then, they both hug. Hee-sung heads towards the cab, turns back to look at Nora, calls her name softly, and asks what their relationship will be in the. Nora replies that she doesn't know, and they both go their separate ways. Hee-sung's cab drives off, and Nora, feeling emotional, returns home. Upon reaching home, she encounters Arthur and can't control her emotions. Sobbing heavily, she leans on him, and Arthur comforts her, leading her inside. Meanwhile, Hee-sung arrives at the airport, then the movie ends here. So guys, if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe this channel to get more explanations of your favorite movies.